Yo, yo, yo. Thank you for joining us on a special edition of the Logistics Lounge. We have an incredible guy going to come up and talk to us about some sustainability in the logistics industry and why it's important to help kind of pull back that clock that we've pushed forward, damaging Mother Earth. So sit back, relax, pop a top, and enjoy the lounge.
Hey yo.
Hunter, how you doing, Teddy Roosevelt?
Oh dude. It is Tuesday. It feels like it should be Wednesday. But hey, we're doing fantastic. It's another week in the Wild West out here, so slinging trucks, finding new ways to mess with double brokers. I got a new system now because they've started calling in on my loads. All you have to do is just you start giving them load details, and then you just ask them to, hey, do you mind if I put you on a brief hold? And then you just leave them on hold until they hang up, and it's fantastic, dude.
Oh my god. Well, you know what you need to do is you need to start timing that and getting us some analytics on how
I'll do
long
that.
people are willing to stay on hold. Yeah, that's
I'll
what
do
you need
that.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a couple on my radar right now. TF and Jasper. If you're watching, I'm coming after you.
is,
Leave
is
my
that is
phone
that the
alone.
guy stuff you posted Friday or whatever it
Yeah,
was?
TF was yesterday, and then
Yeah.
Jasper's the one that just popped up today. It's crazy, dude. It's like I posted it up, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the broker's fault," and I'm like, "Well, dude, if you look at half of the the freight guards, it's just people like, yo, somebody do something about these guys. Like, it's I don't know, it's crazy, but."
What was it? Like a straight out double broker deal?
Oh yeah, dude. It's like, the day that they got their authority, like freight guard, freight guard, freight guard, freight guard, freight guard, like, only been in business for like 40 something days and they're just I don't know. I don't know how they expect to like continue to do business. I mean, I guess some people just don't do their due diligence and vet their carriers properly, but yeah, just straight up stealing loads.
Dude, what I think. You know what I think it is. To be honest with you, is the reason they're able to get away with it, even for a little bit, is because they they call and they try to find these smaller brokerages, man. These ones that don't have the money to put into all of these verifications. Not that they know that, but they're
Yeah.
like, we're going to find one. They were going to slip through. You know what I mean? Like, i.e., the ones that send you the PDF of the scanned fucking paper packet. Believe it or
Yep.
not, they're still out there. You know what I mean? So I really think that is something that helps this continue to be an issue because I mean until everyone, brokers and shippers and carriers alike are all on the same page as far as verification and how we go about it, and try to make it as bulletproof as we can. The mess is still just going to be there, brother. So,
Yeah. I mean, I hope that's the case. I know there's definitely some people out there that get desperate and just, throw something at the wall just to try and get that load picked up, but
yeah, no, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Even getting someone in a pinch, in a crunch. You know what I mean? They're just fucking, or I mean, even busy with something else, man. Focused at the house dealing with some bullshit or whatever.
yeah.
Ernie, I know, dude. Now I can't remember what I was supposed to hit you up for, Ernie. I don't even
Ernie,
remember
you ever
now.
talk to Hyper or Hennif?
Any what you call it,
Ernie,
Ernie? You'll have to remind me, bro. You'll have to remind me, dude. I have a brain injury, man. So like, I am not in control of what thoughts or memories or subjects stay in my head. It just comes and fucking goes, man. So
Ernie's
I
the one
can't.
we were helping, trying to help find get a new job.
I
He's a
remember
truck
that. I
driver.
just don't remember what I was supposed to DM for. Like I remember because he was talking to Taylor and shit on the show and
Yeah.
everything like that through comments. So I just don't remember what I was supposed to help him with. So, all right, going to get into this quick sponsor break, do some news, little double news action going on today. And then we are going to roll in and have the homie Sean come on and say his piece. So, hey, Sherline, before I do this, bro, I want to say, I know Sherline's been on the show for a while, and we used to go into long spiels and shit like that, but I haven't done one in a while. And I want to say this, that now that y'all, our audience, have talked to or seen people on our show that directly do business with Shoreline and talk about how amazing they are, you really need to take a look at who you're doing your factoring with and take a look at Shoreline and going over there. And that's carrier, broker, shipper, manufacturer. I mean, pretty much anyone that has invoices and doesn't want to wait for net terms 30, 45, 60, whatever they may be, like Shoreline can likely help you. So I just put that out there. We got to the point now everybody knows us, we just roll into it. But I want to point out that we have real reviews and real people that have done business with them that absolutely just freaking love them and stuff. So all right, Shoreline Capital. And I want to do a little teaser before we get into this quick little news session, is because we're gonna pump this up. Y'all be on the lookout for a new sponsor coming on the lounge here soon. We've been working on this one for a while. For a while, we really think a lot of people are gonna like this. It directly relates to a subject matter that we talk about on this show a lot. Matter of fact, holy shit! Matter of fact, it will have something to do with today's news. First little tidbit: if some of y'all out there haven't been paying attention, there's a big thing in the industry, brokers and several other industries, really not so much carriers, but about non-competes. If you don't know what a non-compete is, it's an employer forcing you to sign a contract saying that once you leave them for X amount of time, you will not do that job function or be in a certain job title or whatever it is. So been something that people have been trying to get rid of, because obviously it is an unfair thing, telling someone that, hey, as long as you work for me, you can do this. But if you decide to go somewhere else because they treat you better, want to pay you better, or promote you, then F you, good freaking luck. And so, but the FTC today, they had a hearing and they decided they voted and passed the bill, the act, what so have you, to ban non-competes. So I haven't got into the exactness of it yet, of like when it's supposed to take effect. We're actually trying to get on the armchair attorney to come and talk to us about that. It'll probably be another pop-up episode, since all of our regular days are booked until the end of May. Look at that, man. It's pretty sweet, bro. It's pretty fucking sweet. We're booked like a month out. I'm working on June already with these guys I had that meeting with today. I'm working on June already.
Really?
Yeah, swear to God, bro.
Let's
Swear to God.
go.
'Cause, yeah, he's having a baby mid-May. He's like, dude, well, let's just do June. Let's do like the beginning of June. So, all right, news. Here's going to the main part. Like I said, this has something to do with the sponsor that we're going to have coming on. The Arkansas Tobacco Control and the Central Arkansas Drug Task Force were seized a massive quantity of illegal cancer sticks in a tractor trailer on I-40 last Wednesday, which was April 10th. During the traffic stop of the tractor trailer on I-40 in Lone Oak, which is about 26 miles east of Little Rock. I may be saying that wrong. People can correct me if you want to. Search of the vehicle. Check this out, man. Revealed 27,940 packs of untaxed contraband cigarettes. So, dude, like that's crazy. Valued at almost $250,000. That's freaking. They said $250,000. I bet you they would have gone for much more than that. I bet you would have gone for much more.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Yeah. And $4,142 in cash. 35-year-old male, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, of Atlanta, who was the driver, was arrested and taken to the county detention facility, and he was charged with possession of untaxed tobacco as of now. Surely they're going to get this guy with all kinds of stuff, maybe, some type of, I don't know if they have an an inter, how to say this, intra-U.S. smuggling thing, you know what I mean, or however they do that. But I guarantee they're going to hit this guy with probably every last thing. If he was doing 2 miles over the speed limit, they're going to fucking give him a speeding ticket. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna say he was driving recklessly.
Mhm.
So, finally, Someone with the organization said that untaxed illegal cigarette smuggling has significant financial impacts on law-abiding businesses. This is Trent Miner, matter of fact, there's his name, who leads the regulatory division. We have more than 5,200 active tobacco permits in Arkansas. These are businesses that actually pay the taxes as required by the state and are monitored to ensure compliance with all of their rules and regulations. The Arkansas Regulatory Enforcement Division will continue to do the work and educate and develop long lasting relationships with all our law enforcement partners to help combat illegal cigarette trafficking and protect Arkansas businesses. Again, that's a direct quote from that person. I agree with that. I mean, anything that goes on the black market, no matter what it is, it does affect, law abiding and, lawful businesses. That's money taken away from them. And it affects the people that manufacture it as well. I mean, that stuff hits the black market. Do you think those people selling on the black market are giving a fucking kickback to, Reynolds Morris or whatever the hell they are and Newport and fucking Camel? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think they're sending in their due diligence on the taxes for those things. So, yeah. And I brought this one up, not because of our sponsor, but man, like, dude, these things have been hitting the news a lot more, man, about,
Yeah,
stolen loads and stuff being smuggled and all these things like that, man. It's freaking crazy.
it is crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, cool. We're bored with it. We're fucking moving on. There you go. All right, we're gonna bring Mr. Sean Laidacker on the show. He's gonna tell us who he is and about this great initiative that he and his company have got going on. Come on. I tried. The closest '90s hip hop I could find was more of the East Coast vibe, bro. So, like,
I was jamming to it, man.
I tried. I asked him like I do everybody. I said, "Hey, man, what's your favorite kind of music?" And he goes, "Dude, '90s hip hop." I'm like, "All right, bro, cool, got you, man."
Go.
Oh man, it's never gonna get old, that music, man. My kid's gonna learn about all the best artists.
Dude, all of my sons do, man. That's me. I'm a '90s kid too, man. So, dude, it's all Bone and Snoop and I mean just all of it, man. East Coast stuff, everything. My kids do. My 17-year-old listens to old ass Bone Thugs and Harmony. Gets down with some with his man. So
Oh,
anyway, yeah, brother. Sean, thank you. Thanks for joining us, man. Glad you can make some time for us. Glad we can make some time for you. Really, like I said backstage, I wish we could have done this yesterday on Earth Day. Would have been really amazing, but we just couldn't make it happen. But here we are. It is still pertinent. Not going to take anything away from it just because it's a day late, and we're excited to have you, my friend.
yeah, I'm honored to be here, to be honest, as well. I mean, everything in life happens for a reason, so we're here. We're on a path together, and I'm excited to talk, man, and at least try to share the message, and hopefully we could do some good by sharing the message as well.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. That's what it's all about, dude. To make good things happen, you have to initiate good things, and then to make good things grow, you have to share them and network and connect, man. Push that stuff out there. So,
Yeah,
and I think this is really good one, man. Like I told you backstage, I told you how I feel about the planet, man. We really do need to try to make some actual workful efforts to make this stuff come back and try to save what we got left. So, without further ado, Sean, who is, well, that kind of sounds stupid. Who is Sean Laidacker?
yeah. Don't put me on the spot or anything. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm wondering how much time we got, but no. Anyways, I'll keep it summarized in transport logistics. So essentially, like I said, I opened up Loyalty Logistics February of 2017, actually behind this wall, from my basement, like most startups. Since then, we've kept our heads down, and essentially we've tried a lot of different compensation models that would be befitting to kind of the original culture, the mandate of the company, right? So I come from humble beginnings. Obviously I wasn't, I had to earn my paychecks pretty much from 13 till now. Obviously I didn't come with a lot of the luxuries that maybe some other people had, right? So again, doing good is definitely been one of the premises of this company from the day we started this company. And it cost us a lot. I mean, my partners are probably tuning in right now, laughing at me. But, for 7 years, we ran this company between 80 to 110% operating ratio, which in other words, that just means that the ownership gets screwed. Let's be honest here. We had to prioritize and we had to figure out a system that worked well, compensated many, created opportunities for people regardless of experience, gender, location, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, finally, after, like I said, about 7 years, 6.5 years, we kind of found a good system that works. We've distributed our commissions essentially across every facet of people that have a say in either the control or, the successful completion of a carrier relation or a customer relation. So I think, like I said, we distribute our commissions so about between 11 staff members that are generally involved between customer and carrier relations. So things are good right now. Our operating costs shrunk significantly. We've created a great culture of family and hard work inside of the company. So now we got to refocus a little bit back to the original message, right? Which was to do better. That's it. It's simple as that. It was to do better. So beginning of this year, obviously, like I said, it's we have high expectations for this year. And I was reminded of kind of like the roots of why we did what we did. Right now, I like to say, like I said, I have shiny items at this point, but I would rather, I get more pride in seeing my staff kind of bettering their own lives financially and giving securities for their families than, saying having a Lamborghini up front. Now, don't get me wrong. I want a Lamborghini and I will get a Lamborghini at one point, but, I got to afford the gas. So when I get the car, right? So, you start thinking about life and where you're going to go in the future, right? This is a pivotal moment for our company that we've worked very hard and we've gone through so many mistakes. I'm not a business owner, guys. I'm a sales hustler, just like yourself. I started in this game in 2006. I was a bartender before that. No corporate experience. I just happened to really be good with my words and connecting with people. And I have a relentless pursuit for hard work, right? So I hustled, I pounded the phone, started in this industry, not even thinking this was like a glorified telemarketing job. And then the recession hit. So obviously that was a real uphill battle from that point forward. But yeah, I mean, again, now that we're in this position and we can utilize our capitals to do better, right? This is where I kind of came in that there's not very much I can control in the future for my son. He's 6 and he's my life, right? He's everything. He's the reason I do what I do. And I'm sure, Pedro, you could probably attest to the same thing. You know what I mean? Logistics is not easy. It's a volatile market. We're the middlemen between manufacturers and truckings. We have no control, but we still got to mitigate all the crap that falls in between. So I never want my legacy to be tied to a logistics owner, profit. So kind of, like I said, what I started to find, what can I actually start trying to utilize my company to do better? And, lo and behold, power is greater than myself. Align me with some key individuals that worked with my company, though I wasn't aware that they had focuses in green initiatives. And we just kind of hit the ground running from there. So it's been about 3.5 months of constant education, challenging the status quo, taking concepts and beliefs of what people would traditionally like to do with these products that we're bringing to the market, and then trying to do things a little bit differently. To the point, like I said, even most of the products we're talking about at this point, the manufacturers of the products were like blown away when we were talking about what our intent and plans to do. And obviously, like in the whole educational process and learning, I'm not a green thumb. I'll be honest with you guys, right? I don't have a Tesla parked in front. We talked about that just in the backstage. I'll reserve my comments on that front. But I'm not. But now when you start seeing the reality of the numbers and the impacts that our industry has, it's scary, man. It's really scary. And you start seeing the data behind the fluffy marketing campaigns that a lot of companies like to promote and focus on, that at the end of the day, when you put it into like metric tons in comparison to the pollutants that are being created by the diesel engines, it's bad. And, could I sit here and wait for electric trucks to become viable and not, obviously cost an arm and a leg or the price of a house? I also believe in regards to the trucks go up, like we talked about it, these drivers are, we're not talking about the younger generation, right? These are the guys who put their ears, hear their Cummins, hear a tick and know what they need to change. So do I sit back and wait for this, or do I try to facilitate some creative ideas and try to see if we can make a change? And I think, we've got a good basis at this point. And now, like I said, we just need the partners. We just need the people that are, publicly committed to doing some actual, good. And at best, like I said, hopefully my son, he'll be able to breathe better when he gets older. We have a huge operations in Mexico, guys, and our main office is in Monterrey, Mexico. It's the third most polluted city in the world. And Mexico is gorgeous. Honestly, it is absolutely stunning. The culture, the vegetation, the food. I want them to enjoy this. And I feel like I said, if I can't kind of try to spearhead this initiative myself, as audacious as it may be, I'd rather try and fail than never try and never know. So it's pretty much me in a nutshell, man.
Sweet, a nutty nutshell. No, I'm playing. Hey, man. So my first question, I think, is kind of an obvious one. Why this? Like, why trying to be sustainable? We talked about your time in logistics, but of all the things you could do, why this? What is it that just piques your interest and makes you want to put forth all this effort to launch this or be a part of this?
Well, and I think, again, going backside and really kind of getting personal with you guys. So I found the path to sobriety in April of 2022. And when you start really trying to understand why you do what you do, right? Like alcohol, it's just a tool, right? But when you get past that side of things and you start really questioning everything, it makes you look at things quite differently, right? You look behind the surface. And also, like I said, if you're familiar with kind of the principles of AA, when it comes to the higher power aspect of things, there was this sleepless night in January, couldn't sleep. My mind was obviously going a mile a minute, jumped on my LinkedIn. I happened to see a staff that posted a video about Milwaukee Forests, which is one of our initiatives that we have here. So I watched the whole video at like 1:00 in the morning. And if you want to laugh, the next morning, I'm texting my business, my employee success director. And I'm like, I got to speak with the staff right away. Like, I saw her presentation, on her master's degree. And she's like, well, she just quit. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding. And I was like, no, this can't happen. Anyways, I spoke with her, and her reasons for leaving us was amicable at best. She had an opportunity with a huge conglomerate working at a mentorship with the CEO of the company. How could I say no? I was like, honestly, that's a good decision. But can I please facilitate conversations after hours out of respect for your other commitments? And she said yes. And we started talking. And, obviously beginning of this year, right, there was a lot of hopes and aspirations that this horrible freight recession that we're in was going to end. Constant notifications of bankruptcies and just a lot of pain, right? Also, there's, every day there's more and more things affecting this earth that we literally can't do anything about. Wars. There's 41 countries going to presidential elections this year. There's nothing I can do. I can go vote, but that's about it, right? So, she initiated this thought process, right? And that kind of led into, okay, what can I do better with this money now that we've got capital, we've got revenue, we have profitability, we have security, we have structure? Can I do something better that I can control? So it led me to essentially, like I say, the carbon offset, specifically transportation.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I heard everything you said. I just had a driver leave and they forgot to put 3 pallets on the damn truck. So I got to tell them to go turn around.
Oh my God. You know what? Honestly, I'm getting anxiety right now just seeing my WhatsApp messages and my emails coming. Look, at the end of the day, dude, we're masters. We're trying to be public figures, but I don't know about you. From the limited conversations we've had, we're frontline workers, guys. We're not sitting in the general's booth and directing our troops. We're rolling up our sleeves, making the tracking calls, getting excuse my French, shit done.
No, dude, you don't have to
Have
say
to.
excuse your French on this show, partner. anyway, man, I like that, man. I like that you have some skin in the game with this. You know what I mean? That there is true backstory to this, a true reason of why this came about, and why you want to focus on this. Too many people will just get behind something because it's a hot thing, or there's a lot of people involved, and so it may make it easier to get it off the ground, or start making things happen. And so even though this is a big thing, I commend you for, like I said, getting into this, and getting the interest, because of you having passion about it, man. And even more so, that's crazy slash funny, is from a YouTube video. Like that's even one YouTube video, man. I tell you, that must have been one hell of an invigorating documentary, dude. Oh man, so
I
so
think, and I think it all stemmed because I asked our management team this year, at the beginning of the year, I wanted to know every single employee's in this company's New Year's resolution pertaining to our company. Right? I figure that I believe that if I can empower and support the individuals to achieve their own goals, anything is possible. Right? So this is kind of the premise of things, right? Is that I wanted to hear from the staff, like, what do you want to achieve professionally with inside of our organization? And if you had to choose one crazy audacious idea that you don't necessarily have the capital for before, but skydiving, I don't know, doing a race in the other side of the world, I want to know about it, so that if I can help you support those goals and keep you motivated throughout the course of the year, then I could also help facilitate, to make these crazy audacious ideas realistic, right? By taking my money and investing. You invest into me, I'm going to invest right back into you.
that's good shit, man. That's good stuff. On that note, a lot of business owners talk that talk. You know what I mean? So it's really really good to hear someone that is actually doing it. I mean, that's really good. Again, something else I commend you on. All right. So you guys have a actual fleet, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, so we are listed purely brokerage.
Okay.
We do have a handful of trailers we utilize, kind of to give it to our partner carriers. But I know you're talking about the application, obviously, of our clean air technology. Essentially, like I said, we are offering it to our carrier partners free of charge. And there's obviously significant added values to our carriers to have this particular product applied to the trailers as well.
So let's get into that then. That's the direction that I wanted to take this in right there. Let's move into that.
Awesome.
Flipper, go.
Well, like I said, essentially we're able to find this product. And again, it's not a new product, right? I'm not like the ambassador of this product. It's been around since 1968. Essentially, this product is vastly made up of titanium dioxide, right? So through a process of photocatalysis conversion, essentially it absorbs pollutants to the product, and then when the sun or UV light hits it, it then transforms the pollutants into either oxygen or water. So what do we do? I mean, generally the application of this product has been utilized on windows or buildings, stationary items. We said, oh, well, we've got these dry vans that represent 197 square meters worth of applicable space. So we started doing that. So now we started applying it to our carriers' units. Obviously, like I said, there's a lot of advantages for our carriers. It works as a protective barrier to the equipment. It has self-cleaning properties, so you never need to clean your trailers. And obviously, I mean, that stuff's cemented on there pretty much for 5 years. But on the hindsight, because of us doing this, those trailers are producing the same amount of oxygen as 236 full-grown trees per day.
Dude, that's pretty cool stuff, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit. That's pretty neat, dude. You may have said it. How did you stumble upon this specific one though? Like this specific product?
Well, I again, something bigger than myself. This first member, her name is Daniela Villarreal. She was the lady who made this masters on the Mayawaki
Yeah.
Forest, and then I told her, like, okay, like I want more. I need more creative kind of concepts and ideas. She fell upon kind of some private distributors of the product in Mexico as well as the US. And then lo and behold, we started thinking about kind of more grandiose visions of this product. So we went ahead and we figured out who the manufacturer, who owns the patents across the world, and we started facilitating conversations with them. And like I said, we're telling them straight up, like we are going to fund this product exclusively ourselves. So there's no markup, right? So the volume and the expectations of the product we can buy, because we're not limited to anybody else's budget other than our own, it could be significant, right?
Yeah. Dude, that's pretty cool, man. Like it all, man. That telling you what, you better not ever let that lady go, because she sounds like the real idea, man, not you.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm just that batshit crazy guy that says like, okay, it's supposed to be straight, but let's kind of go this way, right?
That's crazy. So how was this product, like, how was it put on there, man? I mean, is it sprayed? Is it like rolled
Yeah,
on?
it's a sprayed application. I mean, essentially, we have to put a primer first, which can be dried approximately like 6 hours after we put it. It will protect the original surface. And then after the fact, we then just simply, with utilize spray guns, and we, apply it on, and then 12 hours later, it's cured, it's ready to rock and roll. And then we give the trailer back to our carriers. They continue business as usual. And essentially, like I said, there is certifications that come with the application of the product that assures the validity of it. And again, we give those certifications to our customers so that they essentially gain the carbon credits.
That's pretty neat, man. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, are y'all only doing this on trailers currently, man? Have y'all started putting them on trucks, or is that in the works, or what?
So yeah, we do have it applied to a significant amount of trailers. We are anticipating to start doing some testing on trucks themselves. Unfortunately, there's not very much square meters available when it comes to the truck side of things. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of kind of crazy, audacious ideas. We have a couple of customers that we're trying to entertain the application of their warehouse walls on the exterior. Again, the product is great. And, we were talking before the show about that smoke and mirrors things, right? So 236 full grown trees per day, it sounds great. But when you then go and qualify that based off metric tons, it's very limited in comparison to the emissions that are being produced from the diesel engine, right? So, I mean, we have to, if we want to make a change, we need to find a magnitude of surfaces that we can essentially coat with this product. It's also kind of why we have obviously other initiatives, right? So the Laidacker forest, the seeds plantations that we're doing pretty much essentially around the world. We've purchased 12,000 trees right now, mostly centrally located in Kenya. So it's not just the oxygen we're producing, we're also supporting the economy. We created 1,600 working hours for the local farmers over there. Laidacker and the seeds programs, obviously, like I said, it's going to take some time to get the carbon credits from there. But we are trying to align ourselves with our customers. There's a lot of companies that pledge sustainability from now until 2030. What we're asking, let's be your sustainability and your transport partner, and we're going to continuously be obviously providing you guys, creative new solutions that can hopefully keep reducing their footprint.
Dude, nice. Are y'all the only ones doing this in the transportation logistics space? I mean, with this product.
To my understanding, yes. Right. Again, it's a very wide versed, industry. I hope, like I said, we can help facilitate communications and contacts with people. And again, we're going direct to the manufacturer, right? So we want to try to keep that product, and I get it. But again, it's not to keep it for ourselves, right? We're willing to share it with anybody, as long as we make some good.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I was wondering. I think that's great, man, and also like weird that as long as it's been around, no one had thought about putting it on some type of like moving surface or whatever, man. That's crazy. You gotta think, if you could add up all the square meters or whatever you base your calculations on of the tractor trailers in this fucking country, man.
That's kind of what I'm looking at it too, and it's like scratching my head. But I mean, hey, I'll try to run with it. I just hope again we're still, even 7 years in. Obviously, we're still the little guys in the art, right? We're not the guys with the billions of dollars of capital behind us and stuff. So again, we do need to find the right shipping partners to align with us. Again, we are facilitating all these advantages and all these solutions free of cost, right? We're just kind of asking for the commitment. And I'll be honest, yeah, the green is huge priority for me. But I also want to bring our infrastructure to the forefront of the world as well. I mean, we boast a 94% employee retention rate, which is pretty much unheard of in this industry. And it's not because we don't like to fire people. It's because we have a good system, a good structure, and we have a great service, right? And I think if anything showed us last year, anybody could have the cheap prices in the market, right? Like it was easy picking. The service really was a defining part of things, right? So I'm trying to bring that service and our culture internally to the forefront of the world. And if we can help facilitate some significant savings on carbon emissions, all the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's crazy to hear that high of a retention rate, especially like you said in logistics, man. I mean, because it's almost like puppy mills with some of these companies nowadays. It's insane.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you guys are familiar with Tim Dooner over at What the Truck?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys have heard he's labeled me the Puppy King, which I'm kind of indecisive if I like that or hate that kind of slogan. But we're trying to facilitate other social programs at the same time. Try to see if we can create some animal refuges in Mexico, so that instead, if you've ever been to Mexico City or several cities in Mexico, there's a lot of street dogs.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, animals are near and dear to my heart too. So we're trying to facilitate the land and the agreements, local veterinarians, potentially some sponsors as well. So we can give these animals, instead of euthanizing them, they can send them there. They can spend the rest of their lives kind of running freely in terrain, and obviously being fed and not having to fight and fend for food, right?
that's awesome, man. I'm a big dog guy, so I have seen people doing that though. I mean, it's like when I see people buying these golden doodles and these, spend like $5,000 on a dog. I'm like, you know how many good dogs are sitting in the pound right now, like looking for a home, like, and it's sad. It's sad, but
It is, and I mean, it's become like a fad too, right? Like there's these micro breeds that are always coming to,
hmm
and I think I saw like a miniature pit bull or something that was like it's not going to grow more than 2 pounds, and it's
yeah,
they're charging like 10 grand a pop, and it's like again, you can go to your shelters. These dogs, they need love too, right? It's just
yeah,
they need guidance and structure.
yeah. They end up
I
being great
love that.
dogs too, because half of these, like you said, those micro breeds, they all have health problems and they can't breathe, and like that it's messed up. I don't
We're
really
we're
agree with
gonna
that.
trail off for a second, but backstage, Sean, we were talking about like love for documentaries, dude, and I love animals, just like animals. Period. I think they're just so interesting, man. The vast difference of what the animal kingdom is from the human kingdom, but dogs, man. You're talking about these breeds, is dude. There's photos and stuff online of the progression of what fucking humans, man, of humans. What we've done here, we are talking about destroying the earth. What we've done to destroy animal genetics as well. A lot of these dogs didn't even exist. 50, 100 years ago, man. I mean, some of them even 20 years ago. It's an everyday evolution thing. So, and I'm also really, really big proponent of the shelter stuff, man. I really am. We had a purebred Rottweiler, but we rescued her from a horrible owner, and now we've got some cats. And I don't mean to sound crazy, but I've got a cat. My wife and I have one, and both our sons have a cat. So, but all of those came from shelters too, man. And I think when I do get a dog, my wife and I have actually been looking. She's been sending me pictures of people trying to rehome animals and stuff like that. And dude, I'm with you on the animal thing, dude. Like so much, man. There's so many things that people just throw to the wayside and don't think about. And conservation is one of them, and sustainability and helping the earth, but it's also our impact on the animal kingdom as well. Whether it be through the damage in the forest and the land that we take away from animals, or it's things like like dogs and cats, man, when we run, freaking puppy mills and kitty mills and, just pumping these animals out that, really there's not enough home. Well, there is, but you know what I mean? Not enough homes to be putting them in. So you
Yeah.
got some good stuff going on over there, Sean. Yeah, yeah, bro. That's for sure. Dude.
Like I said, we try to embody the concept is, just do better, and I think in our industry, we can do better. You know what I mean? This is a high profit game. There's, a lot of good people in here. Pre-COVID, I mean, nobody really knew about transportation logistics, right? I could mention a reefer to my friends, and they were definitely not thinking about a truck. But now after COVID, it came to the forefront of the world. So everybody now wants to get involved in logistics, and that's fine. There's no problems with that. But, we can do better. You know what I mean? And $5 in my bank or $5 in somebody else's bank, I think the $5 in somebody else in the right mindset, culture, and belief system, it could do a lot of value.
100%.
Oh yeah, man. I agree. I'm so with you on that too, man. It really is. Trying to find a way to help where you can, when you can, and give back any way you can, and in the way that you want to. Not everybody has to focus on the same things. But I think with the transportation logistics industry really being a big thing, like you said, there's a lot of opportunity for our industry to start doing some things like working on sustainability. And yeah, we've been talking about, and here we go. Woo! Fun's about to fucking start, bro. Fun's about to start. All right. You just wait. This is my favorite conversation. Here we are, yeah, we have these EVs and, all this aerodynamic technology, blase, 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 blowing smoke up people's ass is what it is, in most part, it's false advertising, in my opinion. But like real sustainability, we were talking about the windmill blades, finding ways to like recycle the things that we use in our industry, man. These tractor trailers, I mean, containers are a big thing to build homes with, man. Let's start using some tractor trailers to maybe build some homeless compounds. You know what I mean, dude? I think Hunter and I talked about this backstage
Dude,
one.
down
Yeah.
in they do that in Costa Rica, man. Like
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
dad's buddies, his like a family next to him lives in an 18-wheeler. They just like busted out or they lived in a tractor trailer. They just busted out like one of the side doors, put a little porch on the side, and they live in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Neat.
I think I just started an investment opportunity to get into the SDGs, man. I mean, I'm down. I think
Yeah, dude. I mean, even like the container homes now, like you can get one built for like $5,000 maybe. Like it's
Yeah.
super cheap. All you need is
And
just an AC unit and maybe some insulation in there. And if you want a door, you can put a door in there.
yeah,
Boom,
dude.
out.
And there's so much we can do, man. I talked to a guy randomly on LinkedIn, man. I don't even know what the conversation was or how it started, but we had gotten the conversation about, conservation and sustainability and all that shit and, the EV boo ha ha. And he'd had an idea like about recycling stuff. He's like, dude, what would be really cool is all these old truck cabs, all these old broke down trucks, no one's doing anything. He's like, man, could you think if someone bought those up and found a way to take all the stuff out of them that needs to be taken out of them and make them part of like a children's playground?
Oh, dude, a treehouse. That'd be perfect.
Yeah,
Put it up.
like he was like, dude, man, you see all these playgrounds, they got little vehicles that are made out of whatever, plastic or wood or whatever it may be, or these little steering wheels, he's like, dude, all kids like trucks, even little boys, little girls, everyone, and so I was like, dude, that's pretty cool, like out of the box idea, man. Like seriously, I mean, truck cabs, think about that. How fun would that be to a kid as part of a playground? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, of course you would, like I said, make it safe, put plastic in it or whatever you need to do. But I was like, man, like point is there's a lot that our industry can do, even people who aren't dealing in assets, like brokers and stuff, man, start putting, start putting your money where your mouth is, I I'm gonna I guess kind of, I don't know how to say it, not be mean, or I don't know what the word is, but when Sheree told me about you, right? And I was on there searching your stuff, and I was like, this motherfucker's a broker. Like, what is he doing? Really? Hold on, just listen, because this goes into what I was saying. I was like, what is this guy doing to be sustainable? I was like, he's probably just putting this on his website. Like, he's like, I'm recycling our printer paper. But then I go on your stuff, man, and I'm like, oh man, like this guy's really putting his money where his mouth is, and that's what I mean by that. Is you you see a lot of people latch on to catchy things, the green push, as I like to call it, with all of this type of stuff, recycling, being sustainable, blase, 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 and you see people that you're like, man, like, what do you have that you can do to make you sustainable? Again, like, unless you're recycling your printer paper, like, I don't understand. Brokers are one of those, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, we do this. Okay, well, show me what you're doing. Where are you doing it? Give me something. You know what I mean? You can say it all you want, but where's the proof? So, it's good to see folks like you, like I said, from parts of the industry that, you wouldn't think of that have something to recycle or put back into the system, like really helping them put back into the system, dude. And I agree even more so again that now's the time, man. Logistics and transportation is at the forefront of this industry. Like you said about talking to your friends, dude, I very rarely run into someone now that doesn't know what a freight broker is. They may not have the good understanding, but like, oh, I'm a freight broker. Like, oh, okay, you work with trucks or whatever. Like, they've got the basic of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when I used to say transport broker, people just kind of looked at me dumbfounded, and I was like, "Look, it's stockbroking, but with trucks." And I was like, "Oh, I got it. I understand that, But yeah, now I mean, you say logistics. I mean, you hear TV advertisements. There's school. There's education programs. I mean, when I started this game in 2006, I was 22, wearing a suit 2 sizes too big. They're like, "Here's a phone. Here's a computer. Everything around you is a lead. Good luck." And I was like, okay, so I came from the school of hard knocks, but like you were saying, I mean, one of our other initiatives that's not the more talked about one, which is disruptive roads, right? This is exactly what we want. I'm not the master of logistics at all in any facet, you know what I mean? But I've aligned myself and I've given voices to people that have great creative ideas. You coming up with this truck idea and recycling them and putting them into a park, I go back to my childhood, and if I tell you, if I could find a park that has a tractor trailer recycled into a jungle gym, I would have been the happiest kid on the planet, right? So the best ideas don't come from, from me or from, CEOs or whatever you may be. It just comes with a lot of people having a voice and talking and brainstorming, right? It's not about also knowing all the answers, but giving a different perspective, right?
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, I said it was going to get fun. I want to get back to the fun. I want to get back to the fun. Get back to the fun. All right. So, what do you feel is different about like what you're doing versus the whole EV thing and solar and all of this stuff like that? Like what helps make this an actual kind of, I guess, say tangible effort versus that?
Well, and I'm all for. I mean, obviously, especially in the last 3 months, right? Seeing how much the emissions from a diesel engine produce, I can see the value, the necessity for the electric trucks. But I don't necessarily have the faith as say some other people may have, as far as when the validity of those trucks are going to come. We've all seen, history repeating itself in the winter times when these electric trucks do not have, they can't run in severe colds. Obviously, I can assume the value, the price of these trucks are going to be significant. So even when they come to the market, and regardless, you know what I mean, we do work in an industry that, this is our driver, these are their homes. I mean, they're driving, they're sacrificing their time. These are the guys that put their, we talked about this, right? They put their ear to the engine, they hear a click, and they know what's wrong with it. They bring it to the shop, they get it fixed. An electric truck, when things go wrong, nobody's going to know how to fix them, right? So do I sit back and wait, or do I try to do something a little bit more audacious, right? And yeah, I mean, like I said, so our pledges for this year is to have essentially 200,000 square meters coated of this surface. We've been fortunate enough that we have roughly a couple hectares worth of land in Guadalajara, Mexico, that we're going to essentially develop to the creation of Milwaukee forests. And again, hectares, I mean, you're talking a lot of land, right? And it's not just going to be like, hey, here's a picture of your jungle, congratulations. Like, we're going to ask our customers, come in, they got to get their hands dirty. They're going to spend the day there. They're going to learn about why we're planting the plants that we're going to be doing, and, educate, right? Because these initiatives will only do so good, but education can be extended 10 times over, right? So yeah, we pledged to 200,000 square meters before the end of this year, 20,000 trees. We want to have initiatives in 7 different countries. We're already exploring Spain at this point, Madagascar. So yeah, and again, the disruptive roads aspect, which is the least talked about solution that we're offering at this point, like I said, that is going to be our most powerful tool, right? It's empowering the young guys to talk about these crazy, audacious ideas they have and say, hey, let's bring it to our customers' attention, right? We want to make sure that we can continuously be providing creative solutions with carbon reduction so that we can hopefully get our customers to carbon neutrality before 2030, which is also scope 3 emissions, which a lot of companies aren't focusing on right now, because scope 3 emissions is the impact that you're having simply on the transportation of your goods.
Dude, that's that's awesome. But I don't, and I'm not trying to take away from it, but if I don't say this before I forget, I'll forget. You've said this a few times, and not in the way that I'm about to say it, but and I know you're aware of it. But something else I think is interesting with what you're doing with this is you're also spreading your sustainability to other parts of the world and giving some sustainability there for like you're talking about over there in Kenya with these farmers. You're talking about going to these other countries and doing these other things, and making an impact not just for us but in other places and for other people. I think is something that a lot of these other things they miss. I mean, I'll use EVs as an example. How many EVs do you think that they're selling in Kenya? You know what I mean, or South Africa, and obviously, it's the country isn't, doesn't have the most money per capita for an individual, but the point is, they're so ridiculously expensive that the market is small. It's America, parts of Europe, and China, still that. So I mean, it's and that's it, man. The fact that you're offering that stuff and moving around different parts of the country or world, trying to help various regions and peoples. I think that's admirable, brother. Like everything you got going on, Sean, is pretty cool. And to think that it all came, and give you some more love for this one, dude, that it all came from a substance abuse recovery.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. And man, Hunter, have you realized how many people that we've had on this show that are in recovery and from that have amassed these incredible ideas
Killing it.
and yes, dude, you're killing it, man. That's really
Yeah.
powerful
We got
shit, man.
Klingensmith, Dooner,
I mean,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
Sean.
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
I mean,
Dude.
like, let's be honest, guys. I mean, this is a high stress job, man. Like, you can't see it, but I have alopecia due to stress, right? And I was a logistics sales guy for 11 years, working 100% commission. And you lose customers for changes of supply and demand, and then you've got to scramble how to cover your mortgage payment. I mean, this is a human business, right? This is about drivers sacrificing their times. This is about, picking up your phone at 10 o'clock at night because there's a problem on the road, taking accountability when things go bad in our industry, it's super high stress. And I'll be honest, when I got sober, I was like, how the hell am I going to do customer meetings or carrier meetings without alcohol? You know what I mean? I went from bartender to corporate drinking, and it was like a whole other level, And I always say this as a joke. I signed my biggest contract of my life singing Backstreet Boys in a karaoke bar with a bottle of Black Label in my hand when I was like 26 years old. So that concept of not having the alcohol as that, liquid courage, right? That brings out the confident side of myself. It was a hard pill to swallow to start, but I mean, oddly enough, once you start talking about sobriety and how it affects, the addiction side of our industry and the stress that comes with our industry, a lot of people become more open to talk, and it's plaguing a lot of us. But I mean, this is I believe truly one of the highest stress industries that we work in. You know, I heard 15,000 logistics specialists got terminated in March. Like, if that doesn't, make you question your employment tomorrow morning, regardless of magnitude of company revenues or investment, I mean, I don't know what else will.
Yeah.
I'm
A
with
lot
you
of
on
people
all
don't see it, man. A lot of people don't see it, and this is not just getting fired. It's like the hot seat is the hottest I've ever seen it. I
Yeah.
got buddies that are in other sales jobs in other industries, and it's just like you don't
And
see
guys,
them picking up the phone at 2 a.m. Getting just screamed at. Trucks broke down. Like the fact that one truckload that you have booked could shut down the entire operation of a company, and you're losing them millions of dollars in a single day. That's insanity to me.
yeah.
It's insane.
fuck yeah, it is.
And
Hell yeah, it is.
let's be honest too, right? What's the famous line that everybody in logistics knows, like, and anybody who's in a sales position, right? You're only as good as your last load.
Last load, yep.
You know what I mean? Like that, just living with that
Facts.
constant threat, man. It's scary, right? And obviously, everybody and their mother has been looking for replacement revenues last year to just keep the lights on and keep your jobs and keep your rent and mortgage payments going. So I feel bad for these logistics managers. They're being hit up like what, maybe 150 times, 200 times a week, and like we've got to bring relationships back in this industry, right? And that word or that phrase, that statement is utilized with drivers, with shippers, with manufacturers, talking about real conversations about things that really affect our industry.
That is that's a conversation for a whole other time, man.
Yeah, man.
Not that I don't want to get into it. It's just, dude, I know you're so right. There's that little bit you said, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'll just say this, that the relationship thing has become fucking trite. That's what it is. It's the buzzword of the fucking industry right now. Just like I have assets in your area was the buzz term in fucking COVID. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
to keep it short, for the most part, price is king here. I got some customers that I had really good relationships until rates started falling, and they're like, "Fuck you, man! I could save $100 going with so and so." And I'm like, "So all that shit I did for you, all those times I saved your ass, doesn't matter over $100." But so I think on that front, the relationship thing is a two front deal. Brokers really got to work at it better and like really do what you say, quit just throwing freaking words out there trying to get somebody's business. And then when they call you and they just want to talk about their puppy or, the tire that went flat, and you may not say that's relationship, but that's fucking relationship right there, man. When, you talk to your customers about stuff that happens at the house, just like my customer that called me during the show, I was like, "Hey, I'm on the show." He's like, "It's okay, dickbag. I sent you an email." I was like, "Dude, what the hell?" Oh my god!
But that's a relationship for life. I mean, hell, I got customers from like 17 years ago. We don't move freight together, but we still talk. I know his daughters. I got laundry lists of dirt underneath those people. But I think also necessity of like people talk relationship with shippers, and everybody keeps talking about carriers as like a data source, KPIs.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, man, like we're dead in the water without the carriers. You know what I mean? Like we got to show the love to the carriers, right? And I always say to my staff, it's easy to sell a customer, but it's hard to sell. Excuse me. It's easy to find good customers. It's very hard to find good carriers, right? So
especially in these days, man. And man, I don't want to take anything away from like my relationship with carriers are important too. I've got a couple 3 customers that I've got stuff I've been using, well, 3 or 4, the same carriers on since starting doing business with them, dude. And they're fantastic, man. They are, and we built a good relationship over time, man. I gave them loads on a consistent basis, and we have a good agreement with rates. And everything works out. And when they have an issue, they just call me and they're like, hey, Rob, can you take care of this, man? This is what's going on. Yeah, dude, I got you. And then I got the relationship with the shipper that, like, I call the guy at 2:00 in the morning and say, hey, Bill, dude, this was going on. Can you help? Yeah, man, I'll get up and take care of it. So I agree. The thing that's hard, so I guess we say a 3 front deal. It's like a triangle. Ooh, the pyramid. Got to work up the pyramid, Connor. Anyway, it is trying to do it with all of it, but with the shipper stuff right now, man, it's really hard because a lot of them are only concerned about price, and it's even harder trying to build a relationship because it's harder to even get through the fucking door because, like you said, they got a bunch of dingleberries emailing them and calling them 150, 200 times a week, all saying relationship, partnership, using all this stuff. You know what I mean? And then carriers. They're out there same thing. Price is king with them. They're chasing the money, and not saying that in a bad way. They're trying to be wherever they can to make the most money. So I use this example. I had a carrier that had 3 trucks on a load for me that went from northern Ohio down to Arkansas. Dude, we ran that thing for like 8 months together. Never an issue, man. Never. Guy never asked me for more money. Nothing. And that lane is pretty steady, so I wasn't screwing him or nothing. But and then out of the blue, I go to send him rate cons, and he's like, "Hey, man, this will be the last week I do this. I got some other stuff going on that's going to work better for me." And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, you just dumped me a week out, man. I got to find someone else with 3 trucks that can pick up 3 loads in one day and deliver all 3 the next day. And it was difficult for like 2 weeks because Arkansas is a dead area for a lot of flatbed shit. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, point is it's like that. It's difficult right now to build relationships, period. In my opinion, other people say, no, it's not. It's, to each his person. And I don't know, I guess I disagree with that because as my boss tells me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and not every shipper is my cup of tea. You know what I mean? And so, that's the number one thing, is trying to make that connection, and not everybody wants to be connected with you. That's just the simplicity of the freaking deal. We could all 3 of us could call the same customer right now, like someone we knew was going to pick up, and one of us is probably only going to be the one to get the business. You know what I mean? Because they may not like the way Hunter's tone is, or the way he talks, or the words he says. Same thing with me. But Sean, you may call, and they're like, "Oh, cool. I like this guy. Like, he's about sustainability." and then he gets the freight, man. So,
and I think this industry too is like, you got to understand too, right? Like it's it's not a complicated industry at the end of the day, right? But I feel like the marketing, the sales cycles now are talking, trying to pitch. Like I see it on a daily basis. Logistics managers literally like abandoning LinkedIn and making these affirmations. I mean, look, price gets your foot in, service keeps it there. That's the simplistic side of this industry. You know what I mean? Don't service, don't pitch. I mean, service is all one-sided claims. I can send you documentations, KPIs at the end of the day. Why the hell do you believe me? You don't know me. So let's keep this simple. I'll try to save you some money, and then I get an opportunity to show you what I can do. If you like what I do, well, then let's keep talking. But if you're going to pick up the phone, and I get so many attempts on a daily basis, I can read the first 5 lines and be like, this is an engaged message, or this is a copy paste message, right? Like somebody like wow me, shock me, awe me, you know what I mean? Like, show me that you're a human and you're actually, not just reading off a pitch, and, you're looking for those rebuttals that, you've been trained to do. I don't know, it's really not that complicated, but yet, like I said, I mean, now it's like you try to pick up a girl in the bar, you come in with a corny pickup line and she's like, already, like, nah, I know what you want. It's the same thing, as soon as we say, like, hence why we took the word logistics out of our name, if you can believe that, because as soon as we said loyalty logistics, it was like, nah, I'm not interested.
I know, dude. I do not use any of those words. I use those words infrequently as possible. I do not say them over the phone, and even in my emails. Like there's some places there's not another word to replace it, but all my emails, like I type them out, myself. Like I have them in sequences, but they ain't no copy and paste stuff. I've said this before. Even my, huh?
You work with HubSpot.
No. I don't. We use Outreach, and hey, man, I think it's a great fucking tool. If you're in the sales arena and you're not using sequencing stuff like Outreach, dude, like that stuff makes my life so fucking easy, man. So because you just tells you everything you need to do, and yeah, it does have the templates, but I don't do that crap because just like you said, as soon as you see the words logistics or as you can tell, it's copy and paste. They move on. Even my subject lines are just random shit, like, he could go all the way, or off the top rope. It's just random stuff, man. I just do random things, man. And even when I call people now, man, I get a voicemail. I do not say, hey, this is this Robert with Synergy. Just give me a shout back. Here's my number. Here's my email. That's it. I do not go into anything else. I don't talk about fucking sending you emails. None of that crap. Because as soon as you start talking, in my opinion, and I can tell it's a sales thing, click. They ain't heard nothing after the first 6 words. You say, hey, this is Robert with Synergy Freight. I've been sending you some emails about trying to come in there and help with your transportation activities or efforts. And, we can da-da-da-da. Here's my KPI stuff. How's your sales cycle going? What's your forecast? What's that volume look like? Da-da-da. Like, dude, none of that shit matters. Hey, this is Robert Synergy. Give me a call back. 25 blah, blah, blah. Here's my email if you want to shoot me over an email. If I live close to them, I don't even do the email thing. I just say, hey, if it works better for you, I only live a few hours down the road, or a hop, skip, and a jump. I can come up there and meet you in person if that works better. Boom, done.
Well,
I don't say nothing about moving fucking freight. None of that crap, man. None of that. Hey, like it's two buddies calling each other. Hey, Sean, it's Rob, bro. Give me a shout back. You know what I mean? That's it. That's how I do it.
And nobody wants to be sold. Let's be honest. Nobody. I can't. If anybody can come and tell me here, and I mean, call out to everybody, right? Does anybody like being sold? No. So stop trying to sell. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, I think you and I are like 2 peas in the pod. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've been doing this long enough now. Like I said, I love talking with guys like you, right? Because I mean, you understand it, you get it, and you can't teach this stuff, right? It's either it's in you or it's not in you. But I mean, like I said, you hit a nail right there. We called loyalty. I've got like 2 custom pairs of loyalty shoes here.
I know, I like those, bro. Those are sick, dude. Yeah.
I really want to make this a brand, like the New York Yankees, and I know that's audacious and crazy, right? But the fact is if I don't want to be defined as a logistics company, right? If I can be defined as a sustainability partner, as a social benefit person, whatever you want to define me, just don't call me a logistics company, because that's just my way of making money to do better.
I'm a service company, man. That's what I am. Hey, you got something you need done, just like getting your AC repaired. Hey, you got to call a service company, come fix it. Hey, you got shit sitting on your dock or that needs to be sitting on your dock. Hey, I'm the service company you call. Just give me a shout and I can handle that for you. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I like that's the way I see it too, man. Like I'm not here telling you I do anything that nobody else can do. That's just a flat out lie. And I used to do that. Oh man, I know more than everybody. I've been in this X amount of years and I did this, man. They don't give a shit. Does the truck show up on time? Does the freight arrive in one piece? And does the freight arrive on time? Do you bill me correctly? Those are the things these people care about. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Jimmy called them 20 minutes ago and said he's got 5 trucks sitting around the corner right now with the doors open, ready to hit their dock. Like, they don't care. They don't care. I think everyone oversells themselves. I said this with Dan Deegan. Do you know who Dan Deegan is, Sean?
No.
Got to go hook up with Dan Deegan on LinkedIn, dude. He's a super, super freaking super cool guy. He's into like sales coaching and stuff, but he's not like you would think. Like, dude is freaking tatted up, man. Like, super cool guy. Cancer survivor. Like, just just a really, really, really stellar fella. But stellar fella. Ooh, look at that, dropping those rhymes. Not playing. Anyway, in January, we had him on the show, and we were talking about our sales missions, goals, whatever for the year. And my thing was, dude, I'm anti-sales. That's my thing for the year. That is my slogan. Anti-sales. Not that I'm not trying to sell, but I'm not trying to go in here and do all this other stuff that everyone else can do, because those things don't make you memorable. And I also think that's a big part of stuff, is making yourself memorable to these people. That's why I say, dude, crazy shit. I use freaking GIFs in my emails. I know people hate them, but I do it all the time, bro. Funny stuff, dude. Like I got one email, like it's like one of my final emails, and it talks about, or it says close call, and it's someone getting a football freaking slammed in their face, like with their hands up. You know what I mean? And so like, dude, I I got stupid stuff like the one I use off the ropes. It's one of Macho Man Randy Savage like coming down with the bow on somebody. Dude.
Oh my God.
So
I mean, I think that's honestly why I was successful in this industry,
yeah.
because I mean, I'm not corporate trained. I don't have a sales degree, but I'm I'm a street talker. I'm a hustler, right? I was a bartender. I'm not a bartender, right? Don't let my dashing good looks look. I'm chubby. I'm 5'4", or not 5'4", 5'6.5", 7. But still, I'm not that 6-foot guy with an 8-pack behind the bar, right? So I had to do something right. And that's talking, and obviously that talking translated into this business, and then the rest is history. But yeah, counter selling, man. I mean, if we're selling and you're talking, you're making claims and you're making statements about KPIs and what you can do, it's just an opinion, right? So keep it simple. Give me a shot. If you like it, great. If you don't, no harm, no foul. You'll never hear from me again, man.
I was just about to say that. Like, hey, look, let's just try it out. Hey, money back guarantee, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not money back guarantee, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Maybe not, but you know what I'm saying. Someone that, hey, guaranteed happiness. I don't fucking know. So, hey, if you don't like it, you can return it. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? The exchange window's 15 days. So like, I'm with you on that, and I don't. I think that's really something that a lot of folks should kind of have more of a drive towards. It's like, I'm not saying just try anything, but say, hey, if you're kind of jiving with the person, what they got going on, whether it be a carrier, shipper, broker, whatever it is, like, dude, take her for a test drive, man. Here's the keys. You know what I mean? Take her around the block. Take her on the highway. See how she feels, and come back and we'll sign some paperwork. You know what I mean? Like, we'll run those numbers. So that's how I'm going about it now, bro. Man,
you got to pitch it too, right? Because if you're the 100th person to call and offer that same concept, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to just even just to get a conversation going. You know what I mean? It's a very oversaturated market right now, and I at least believe, like I said, we got to do things a little bit differently to be able to stand out from the rest of the pack. And like I said, the sustainability side, I'm not really doing it, like I said, for profit. And I know a lot of people are probably sitting here listening and saying bullshit. But like I said, I think we can do a lot of good together. There's a lot of money to be made in this industry. Let's share it. Our staff, our carriers, our customers, independent suppliers, that these young startups that just don't have a voice yet. I want to be able to help them out. And if it helps define me, not as a logistics company, but just as a company that does better all around, all the better.
I like that, man. I do. I like your whole mantra. I mean, the whole thing that you got going on, man. It's and from where it started to where you're at now, and the direction and vision that you have for the future. Most people on our side of things, more of the broker 3PLs type stuff. Most of the focus is profitability and building more revenue, and obviously that's one of your focuses. But it's what else can we do to give back or put more into the industry that gives us so much. Whether it be talking with people. I use it from yesterday, man. I talked to a guy, Carl. He's been trying to talk to people, man, just carriers and brokers, and ask them questions about this idea that he has, about helping people file paperwork and stuff, and keep track of things. And nobody wants to talk to him. Like, nobody. They're like, oh man, they set up meetings and all they do is cancel. And I spent 25 minutes with a guy yesterday, dude, and he was so appreciative. He's like, man, I really appreciate this, Rob. He's like, I've tried to get so many people to talk to me, and they make promises and then they never come through. And so he's like, I was really getting discouraged, because I thought LinkedIn was that kind of community. But that's what we got to do in our industry as a whole, man. Is find a way to like give back, push it for, pay it forward. When we can. You're doing it with the sustainability stuff, and the other things you mentioned here as well, about your commissions and how you structure your company and stuff. And I think all those are very, very admirable, brother. They are, for you to step back and say, hey, now I'm in a place that I can start doing something and giving someone, and it doesn't even have to be financial, but I think that's good stuff, Sean. I really do, brother. That's really,
I appreciate it. Like I said,
man, freaking applause, dude. Applause. Yeah. So, man, EVs, bro. EVs. Oh man, EV, that's
Still
crazy.
alive? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I
Dude,
know EVs are.
we talked about this backstage. It was coincidence that our buddy TJ posted about this earlier. When I told you about it, he was sitting at a dock getting unloaded, and he was just reading through the truck paper. And in the truck paper, there is a brand spanking new, I think it was a Kenworth electric truck for sale, $447,000 for a day cab. For a day cab. And the same exact truck from Kenworth is a 2025 that's diesel was like $140,000. So, I mean, it's like, and man, where is the viability in any of this fucking stuff, man? I mean, not only is it a scam, I mean, like my first thing that I lead with when I talk about EV, Sean, I don't know how big you're onto it, but I always say if you're EV, you're pro child labor and human trafficking. That's just that right off the top there. Because if you know where the minerals and the stuff for these things come from, that is all that goes down in those places, man. But I mean, they want to push all these things, even the vehicles, man. What's the cheapest Tesla out there? 40 grand, something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, and you could
dropping those prices every couple of weeks. So
yeah, but that's affordable, right? I mean that's most people's in this country right now their yearly salary, if not more. And I know you get it on payments, but you know what I mean. You got to say like that stuff's just nuts. But that EV truck, I mean, how are people going to afford this stuff? And I think Hunter had made a comment. I think he may be right that most of it, if not all of it, is a tax write-off. But still, who's got $500,000 lying around? You know what I mean? And yeah, you may finance it, but
I mean,
yeah, I
there's
mean,
papers going left, right, and center. I mean, if any company is investing into $500,000 trucks right now, I don't know what to say. Especially hearing like these constant layoffs that are happening on a daily basis and people losing their jobs, all the time. I think there's many other ways you can invest in. If you could buy 2 trucks and employ 4 drivers, make 2 teams, you know what I mean? And now you're affecting a positive effect on their families. I mean, just look at how it expands and it continues there's a ripple effect, right? So
it is you're so right. It does it ripples down with those things. It does have more effects than people say or people think. Especially when it comes time to get rid of it. And it's not just buying the truck. It's very possibly changing the way that you run freight. To make sure that you're in a position to be able to charge that friggin' thing. You know what I mean? It's installing all of those chargers and such at your facilities and everything too. And then I don't know if the maintenance looks like on an EV. I really don't. I mean, I don't know if the batteries have to be, topped off with acid or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, do I need to find me a water hose at the local 7-Eleven so I can put some water in my battery block? But I mean, it's a lot that goes into those things, and I don't know. Just wanted to bring it up, see what your thoughts are. I just don't think we talk about sustainability, and I think those things at the current state that they're in are probably the most unsustainable idea we have going right now.
yeah, I mean it's a weird feeling, right? Because I do see the significant damage, kind of like I said, on the diesel emissions. You did mention some valid facts there, right? Like the lithium and how it's produced, and the fact is I don't really know of any recycled options once those batteries come to their life cycles, right? Um, I would much prefer to support biofuels at this point and other options like utilizing natural gases, propanes. I think there's a lot of other things that we could potentially be putting our focuses in, right? And, I mentioned earlier that even once these trucks become viable and they go across the market, again, these drivers are not going to, there's going to be a hard time to have those drivers shift in. And, again, I can't predict the future, right? But today, I can say that there's that capital, that money. If you have that $500,000 to invest into a truck, it could probably be spent in different aspects, right? Buy the 2 cheaper trucks, and then throw 100 grand into research and development into biofuels. You know, that's it,
Yeah,
right? Each to
we
each
had
their
yes, yeah, teach their own. And to go back to the tax thing, I really think that's what it is. I mean, it is. Everyone's still getting these crazy tax credits and these breaks and stuff for some of this stuff, and it also pushes their image. You know what I mean? Oh, they use EVs and stuff, and like we said earlier, all that stuff is it's an incredible marketing. That's first of all what it is. That is what it is. Incredible marketing, and it's a feel good product. And people don't give a shit where it comes from, what happens to it after they're done with it. All they know is when they have it, makes them feel like they're doing their part. We met an incredible guy at Matt's. His name is Jay. You remember Jay Hunter with the E Power
Oh
Solutions?
yeah, that like hydrogen truck that they built,
Yeah,
or yeah,
yeah.
dude. Sick.
Please
Dude,
connect with him, man, because like I said,
we are. He's not on LinkedIn, man, but I wish I still had the video downloaded, dude, so we could watch it real quick. It's like 2 minutes long, but Hunter did an interview and we talked to these guys for probably a freaking hour, man.
Yeah,
He came up with this idea, man, about a natural, I think it's CNG or maybe it is hydrogen, but it does have a battery pack, but the battery pack, they're small and it goes along to help run the system and they don't have to be recharged.
yeah. It's crazy. It's like the only one of its kind.
Oh, yes.
They're even like, I'll put it this way, like when the Edison guys come over like to look at their stuff, they talk shit to them. They're like,
Yeah.
you wish you had our technology, and
Yeah,
they're
dude, it's pretty nice. I'm gonna go pull their site up right now.
yeah,
Power.
please share it, man. I would love
hey.
to.
I just
Like I
want to
said,
say sorry for being tuned out there for a while. I have been over here working. Today has kicked my ass, so I'm not trying to ignore you over there, Sean. I know you
oh
and
no,
Sean
you're
are
good, man. Don't
at it.
worry. I'm trying to quietly facilitate some works at myself while trying to keep my eyes focused on the camera. So
It's the juggling act, man. I've been in here like mid conversation, just like breaking calls and.
jack of all trades, man.
All right, though, man. That's what keeps this show. That's what keeps this show real.
Dang, man, I can't remember the exact name of his company. Crap, I wish I still had that video downloaded,
Oh, it
bro.
was. I don't even remember.
I want to show you this, dude. And we're gonna hook you up
It
with
was
this guy.
something motors, I think.
No, it wasn't that. I think it was like I don't know. Fuck, dude. E Power Solutions or something like that. I can't. I'll figure it out.
Hold on.
Well,
But
man,
yeah, look it up on your phone.
the last conversation we had, man. I think, like I said, the three of us are like-minded individuals, man. I'd love to, even if it's not on a podcast, just shoot the shit and cross some ideas off each other. I love that, man.
Cool, man. And yeah, I know you got to go, brother. We see your message there, dude. No worries. We appreciate you just hanging out with us, and we'll get you back on, and we'll talk the other side of this stuff, like where we were about to take this conversation, man. I love talking about that stuff, and you are very very knowledgeable on it. I can tell, Sean. So really be good to have someone with your knowledge and expertise in this, man, to just talk to about this stuff because you don't run into a lot of people that are into it. You know what I mean, and they find an interest in it. So,
Well, like I said, if anything, I hope having this podcast, talking publicly about it, trying to bring this to the forefront of the world. Like I said, hopefully we'll catch on with some others, and we can join and do some good. So gonna keep running with these crazy audacious ideas. And again, please, any crazy ideas you guys think of, send it my way. I'd love to hear about it. So
for sure, brother. Sure, we appreciate it again, man. And dude, have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll catch you on LinkedIn.
sounds awesome, guys. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much, and look forward to talking more.
Cheers, Sean.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Have a good evening, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Bye bye.
Yep, dude. That's pretty nifty, man. Like that product that he's talking about, dude.
Dude, yeah, that tripped me out. Like, 'cause I was trying to figure out because I was looking through the website and I was like, "What is it that they do?" And then, like, I was about to go down the same path as you. I was like, "Oh, I see you own some trailers. You must own trucks and have them,
Yeah,
do something special." And it's like, no,
yeah.
we put titanium dioxide on our vans, and it turned.
I know, man. Like
What?
completely outside of
And it
any.
still doesn't make sense to me. I have to watch a video on it, like, cause I think they are the only ones doing it because I looked up titanium dioxide dry van, and it just showed like, people transporting it. So I don't know. It's pretty nifty though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool shit, man. And goes to show that there's, as the saying goes, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like a lot of people in the sustainability and recycling and green and conservation, all that stuff circle. Everyone, a lot of people are focused on the same deals. You know what I mean? Wind power or alternative energy. We'll sum that up. Alternative energy for whatever, cars and homes and all that stuff, and plant some trees and so forth, so on. And I watched a video a long time ago about a guy. It was, I don't know, maybe 2 minute video, and he was he was talking about the whole tree planting thing, and he broke it down, and he was like, dude, planting trees is great. He said, but for every 200 trees you plant, they fucking mow over 1,000.
Yeah,
10 minutes later, he's like, what's the deal here? Like, it's great in theory, but you're not even replenishing at the rate that we're diminishing the freaking resource. So
that's a. I think the tree planting thing is just a feel good deal. Like you get some people out and they're like, I planted 5 trees today.
yeah,
A
I do. Yeah,
little,
I agree. Whole feel good thing, man. I'm with it, and like I said, I'm not like out there chaining myself to trees or anything, man. I mean, I'm sure I could find something to put forth efforts to, but I don't know. I love our planet, man, and I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
dude.
There's a lot. It's really hard to get away from being a part of the problem. I mean, and everything we own is or a majority of things we own is made out of plastic. Plastic's made out of petroleum. Petroleum is a fossil fuel. So it's difficult, you know what I mean? But like you can do little stuff. Like I said, like I recycle cardboard, man. It's a little bitty thing, but like it does something, man. You got to think about how much freaking cardboard is in your life. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
just I mean, I mean everything, man. Everything from snack boxes to beer boxes. I mean, whatever, dude. And I have a little bin, and I put them in there, and I go turn it in like once a week. So, but um, I think my thing is once I started like kind of going down the rabbit hole and educating myself, not on purpose, but about the effects that humans have had on this planet, man. I mean, humans. We are a take species. We do not give back.
hmm
Like at least when it comes to the planet, I'll say. But that's what we do. We take from this beautiful thing that has given us life, and we don't do anything for it. And like we were talking backstage, man, and this is a conspiracy. You can go look it up. This is fact proven documents out there, man. The petroleum companies knew about this shit back in the late 60s, early 70s. They knew this was the path that we were going on. And
How
they were,
insane is that though? Like not even 100 years.
oh, man. Yeah.
Like I mean, we're just like about over 100 years
Yeah.
is all it took for us to just be like,
That's,
this.
dude.
Earth's
Yeah.
people been living for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, but like we get a little bit of technology, it's like, all right, fuck
The
you.
from the industrial revolution on, man, is where this all started. And even then, like the industrial revolution was the start of it, but things really didn't start getting bad until the population started growing. I mean, like, dude,
Yeah,
we've been drilling for oil since like what, right, 1880s, 90s, something like that. Like, we've been doing this for quite a while. It's just
yeah.
when automobiles came out, then we started learning how to make plastics and all
Yeah,
this
the
other stuff.
scale of it all, dude. The
Yes.
scale of it all,
Yeah.
like you
That's
got
exactly what it is. And
baby boomers, man. Everybody's like, "Oh, going to war, got to make
yeah,
new babies." And now it's like,
but
Jesus Christ,
the
man.
like I said, the real shame is that these companies, the petroleum industry, and again, I'm not against fossil fuels, man. I mean, they're a necessity. If you say they're not, you're just sorely mistaken. You really are. I mean, they touch
Well, we know
every
what the
part of your life,
alternative is, and
dude.
it's
Yeah,
way
in ways
worse.
you don't even understand. But
Looks good
the
on
fact,
paper. Well, it doesn't
yeah,
look good on paper. It looks good to your neighbors because I'm
that's
saving the environment in my Tesla and I smell my own farts. But
it, dude. So, but I don't know. The fact that we knew about this stuff and nobody did anything, man. They buried it in the name of revenue and profits and shit. And
yeah, like, oh, I'm not gonna be alive when that happens. Who
no,
cares?
yeah. So it's really crappy. But I mean, I think it's cool, man. Like I said, for someone to actually be putting their money where their mouth is and really taking the
I mean,
initiative.
dude, like, talk about separating yourself from the crowd, though. Like, that's I don't know. That's pretty amazing. Like that could take off. Like just that. Like if every trailer had that on there, I don't know what the difference would be, but like seems like it's a pretty good idea. Self cleaning, antibacterial, and it just sits on your trailer for 5 years.
And then be able to put it on, those other surfaces and stuff that he
Yeah.
was
Did
talking
you
about.
ever ask him about that?
No, I thought, honestly, I thought
Oh
you
no,
gave
we
me
got
an
we got start. We got off talking about dogs and
trying
live
to
in
trying to put,
trailer homes.
yeah, put those loads stuff. But I don't know, really cool guy, man. He's I like him. We'll definitely have to have him back on the show, like I said, to just kind of take it in another direction. Not that it really be logistics related, but hey, sometimes just got to go where it goes. We'll have him on like a Friday or something after the guests and just like shoot the shit on green stuff, man. And I don't mean the substance. I mean like going green. Like that came out wrong. Talk to you about the green stuff. what are your thoughts on this type of planting?
Just leave the title very vague and see who
Yeah.
comes in.
What
We're talking
are
about
you?
green.
Yeah. Are you down? You down with planting these type of trees?
What is that?
Oh my
It's like
lord! Yeah.
Jeff's special plants. His special plants.
Oh man, Hunter, you got anything you want to say before we chop out this piece?
No, not really. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good show as always. We got old Charles Gracie in the lounge tomorrow. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that one, dude. Tomorrow is somebody's special day. Oh, it's
Yeah.
cool, man. It's gonna be awesome, bro. I can't wait tomorrow, man. Like it's gonna be so good to chill with you on your birthday, bro. Like for real. The fact that you like,
I'm getting
I don't know.
wasted, bro. I'm getting sloshed.
I'm so happy, man. We're going to. I need to. I'm gonna make another post about that. God dang it! I should have thought about that. It's going to be Charles Gracie / Hunter's B Day, freaking celebration. Oh, I'm about to go make that post right now. Yeah, it's gonna be good
The
stuff.
dirty 30, man.
The dirty 30. I don't know. I don't know what they call 40. Isn't that over the hill? I think is what they call that.
Call that old.
I feel fucking old, bro. I do. I mean, I'm serious. I wake up every day, dude. I didn't. This is how old I feel. I didn't get any sleep last night, barely because like my back hurt all fucking night long, and all I did was mow the grass, dude. That's all I did was mow my grass and my neighbor's grass. I do it every 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. I got done mowing the grass and told wife, I was like, "Oh my god, my back hurts," and I don't even know fucking why, dude. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at in my age. They have those videos that like there's like when you get old and you stand up and you just make like random noises and shit. You're like, oh.
I've been making noises since the day I was born, so I'm prepared to be an old man. I'm telling you, can't wait.
That's where I'm at. All right, we're gonna
Sipping
give
some
some
beer.
final love to our sponsor, and then we will chop out this piece. Mr. Kyle Graves has said, "Sure line is sure fine." Okie dokie, artichokey. Hunter already said it. Tomorrow, Charles Gracie with Cents Per Mile podcast. He's called the Tatted Recruiter. Coming on the show, going to come hang out with us, chill. We're going to talk about some recruiting stuff and, whatever else comes up because that's just how the lounge rolls. As I say every day, chunk them deuces. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful beam footage.